Facebook and Instagram?
Facebook.
It's gonna go to TikTok later? Because I don't go on TikTok.
No. Yeah, it's gonna go to TikTok.
I don't do TikTok.
Yeah, we're still setting up, so just give us a quick minute.
He's really unprepared.
No, I'm not.
But you know what he didn't forget?
The liquor.
Am I part of the pack?
I mean, I guess. All right, welcome to HowlLive. This is gonna be a one of one, actually. We're never doing this again.
Since we're in a small space, no, we could just do this instead of clapping because it's small and it's like a poetry slam. Anything you say that's gonna be good to me, I'm gonna go like this. Okay, queen.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Shaylee. Which camera am I looking at?
All right, so
I don't want to look at any cameras. But
anyone that's on IG, this is basically you're tuning into a live recorded podcast where we had a lot of questions come through. We have our own questions.
A lot of topics we'd like to cover.
Anyone that's on Instagram, this is basically just a side view of our live recorded podcast. If you're on Facebook, you're getting more of the full view. So I hope you enjoy it, you know? And if you don't... All right, so my name is Patrick. I am the owner and CEO, designer of the HowlLive. We're a lifestyle brand. We have apparel, smokables, supplements, coffee. I have another company that's called T Aesthetics. So I'm kind of in the wellness space in a bunch of different capacities. And the reason why it's a lifestyle brand is because I think that all of these things kind of coincide together. You know, if you go to the gym, I think you also take supplements. You probably drink coffee in the morning or tea. I mean, the smokables don't really fit in there too, but those are more for people that are trying to get off of marijuana / THC, or for people that are trying to get off cigarettes. There's a lot of data behind that. So if you just smoke hemp, you won't trip major ball sack, but you'll feel a lot better though. It's kind of, like every time I smoke hemp, I feel like this.
When I smoke THC, I feel like...
Yeah, it's a skyrocket.
I feel so fucked up.
It's just the worst shit ever. Which a lot of people enjoy that. I particularly don't. I've had a lot of bad trips, and it's just...
Same.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
THC, I've learned the hard way is not for me.
Yeah, but...
The very hard way.
I'll give you some smokables, though. It'll be gravy.
Well, I just like to say that since Pat and I have known each other for how many years?
Almost 20.
Almost 20 years. We were both somehow ended up same town, same office space, same mentality.
Yeah.
Wellness practitioners of some sort.
Yeah, right.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
20 years, and we've kind of weeded out all the people.
Yeah, isn't it?
And the crowds that
it's always weird to see, like over the years, how things kind of, like you start with, we'll say a crew, even if it's like 5 people or 20, and then over the years, people just fade away.
Whether they're fading or you're making the active choice to kick them out, but we've had our ebbs and flows in our friendships. Of course,
yeah. I've gone on crazy hiatuses, just probably mentally and physically. So I don't know why anyone would be my friend, but the people that stuck around, thank you, I guess.
I know why they'd be your friend.
Why?
You're a great guy.
Oh, appreciate that.
Even at your shittiest.
Even at your shittiest,
you're still pretty decent.
Yeah,
you're better than most, even on their worst day.
That's appreciated.
Even at your shittiest.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if I can do that. Someone's gonna clip me doing that and be like, "Yeah." You'd be like, "Yeah."
You're preaching masculinity.
Yeah. All right, let's Oh, damn, Rudy's in here. He said Aldrich Gang.
Aldrich Gang. I want to see.
All right. If you want to check the comp, yeah.
Oh, someone said, "Are y'all dating?"
No.
Nope.
We both have significant others.
We're both very much in love with other people.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
But I appreciate the question though. Like you're engaged, you're asking.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's great nice that you guys think I could land a guy like this.
You know, it's like, they weren't thinking that.
I'm flattered, guys.
That's hilarious. All right. I don't even know what I'm doing. All right. I know we got questions. I got a couple questions, comments to address.
So basically, you put out on your story. We're
Yeah.
doing a live podcast. We want you to send in questions. And just because we are in like the wellness field doesn't mean that everything we talk about is going to be wellness related. Because honestly,
It's probably not going to be wellness related.
at all. I don't even listen to podcasts that are only like one topic because it's too boring.
Yeah, it's true.
So I want to hear these questions that you got.
Okay.
Because I got questions too. I got a lot sent to me today.
Oh, perfect.
So
Like on the side?
yeah, I got
let's go.
special ones sent on the side.
All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to pull up mine. I'm going to also pull up some of the things that I needed to address.
Some comments.
Yeah, I needed to address.
Where do you receive these comments?
Shit, they started on TikTok recently too, but mainly IG. I do a lot of marketing and giveaways on Instagram. So
So that's where you receive your love and your hate.
yeah, it's pretty.
I want to hear it.
It sucks. I'm just gonna dive back into Facebook quick. Okay, someone actually asked a question. Hey guys, how are you doing? Hey guys, question for you. I'm a pro wrestler. I'm doing a show soon, and I'm raffling off my gear to donate to a family. Do you have a shirt I can wear for the show? Jonathan, absolutely. If you already sent a message, I will respond to you, or I'll have someone from my team respond to you, and we will get you some gear. I appreciate you giving back, man. That's what we're about. So, all love to you. Keep going. And if you can't respond, what's your pro wrestler name? I'm very curious about that, big dog. Hopefully it has something with a wolf in it.
I love a stage name.
Yeah, hopefully it has something with a wolf in it. That'd be ideal. What are your guys' company about? It's a lifestyle brand. It's an apparel brand. We have a bunch of different wolves. Each wolf represents a different social cause. The one I'm wearing right now is the blue wolf. It's called the Bravery Wolf. This donates to suicide prevention, and I have 11 different ones, and they all donate to a different cause. Yeah, I got a comment. It was like, "Are you guys a woke company?" I'm like, "Why? Because we fucking donate back that we're woke."
If that's what woke is, then I'm wide awake, bitch.
Yeah. But we have supplements, smokables, coffee. The coffee's gourmet. The smokables are nice and healthy. I have a side business that's tea. So basically, if you do anything in life that's of value and you exercise and you take care of yourself, we have everything for you, literally.
I'm not a wolf, but I am a big supporter and just a special guest today.
No, you.
I'm a Wolverine.
A Wolverine.
I'm a wolf tress.
Wait, do you get into Marvel or no?
No, I'm not into Marvel.
Okay.
So sorry. Sorry to disappoint.
It's all right. All right. So firstly, anyone that's an entrepreneur, you have to understand that no matter what you're doing to any capacity, people are going to hate and talk shit. Which is kind of weird that it's coming mostly from men.
That's not weird to me.
Yeah, like most of the hate that I get is like men that are scrolling the feed and they're just kind of, I don't know if it's like a reflection of their own inadequacies, but the comments I get are, I gotta read some of these comments I've gotten throughout the week. Let's see.
These are mostly on TikTok?
No, this is all on Instagram.
Oh wow.
But you know what? I gotta read it in their voice though.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
That's better.
All right. Yeah.
That looks just like that guy.
So these are the comments I got this week. All right, we got. Fuck, I can't even see the comments.
I can't see anything. I can't see your eyes.
How can you call yourself wolves that give back when this design was definitely created by artificial intelligence?
Oh.
Pay a local artist. Okay, that I could kind of respect, you know, to a degree. So,
honestly, that's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that they think that you are a robot and you could do all these things with the AI.
I mean, but like artificial intelligence has like streamlined so many things in general. So like, even if we use it to alter some images and make them better,
I can't take you seriously.
Anyways, the next comment I got was, "Nice try, Diddy."
What?
Exactly. I got
Diddy.
This company is clearly sexist.
Why?
Doesn't donate to any male rights organizations.
Is that true? This might sound weird. Take that off.
There are no male rights organizations.
That's what I was just gonna say. Do those exist?
No, they don't exist.
Men have all the rights. What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean?
Anyways. Yeah, so yeah, those were, I mean, there's more, but, you know, I was getting hot as fuck in that mask.
Dude.
But I just wanted to kind of address all of these in the most clear-cut way I possibly could, and I'm just going to say one thing about it.
I know what to say. Right here.
Yep, for everyone that commented this week.
Wait. That's good.
Yeah.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, what? I'm going to be a fucking middle finger for Halloween? Nah, only to the...
Thank you, Tina. She made a great point.
What'd she say?
Not to mention, most of who you donate to isn't even gender specific. It's like cause specific.
Appreciate you, Tina. Thank you so much.
Tina.
Yeah, Tina, you're on point. Anyone that's saying that we don't donate to male rights, I mean, we donate to suicide prevention, mental health awareness, wounded veterans. I mean, the majority of people that fight for this country are all men. I'm not saying that there aren't women, but the vast majority are men. I could go on and on and on and on. So, yeah, these people, they do get a comment back from me that it's kind of degrading. I give them a coupon code that kind of calls them out, and it gives them a free testosterone booster because they definitely need it. And then within 2 hours, I delete the entire thing and I block them because, we don't have time to go back and forth with people, and it is what it is. So
honestly, I think any attention is good attention.
Yeah.
In your field here, in media.
Yeah.
Any attention's good.
Yeah.
What?
This might be the weirdest thing I've ever done. I feel like.
Alive?
Yeah, I'm like talking at
Honestly,
the camera.
That's only because we're millennials, and this is totally normal for
True.
everyone else.
True.
Why you gonna sit here and make me feel stupid? Because I won't dance on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Well, that's like a whole other topic between like education and entertaining and kind of like what you're giving up to make it, you know, like when I go to sleep at night, I want to know that the money that is in my account actually came from me bringing value to the world and not from me just
twerking.
I mean, you can be funny and shit like that, of course, too. Like I just put on a fucking middle finger mask. So, but you know, it has context and it's going towards something, and you know, or I could just be justifying bullshit. Who the hell knows, you know? But
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, let's get into questions.
Yeah, let me see. Here's some questions that you got because I want to. I'll ask mine.
Appreciate you, Jonathan. Oh yeah, Timberwolf Jackson Hawk. All right, man. I'm gonna check your stuff out after we get off the live. All right, let's get into some. All right, so I put a live feed for questions that came through. Let's see what we got.
That's a long one.
Damn.
Let me see it.
All right.
Or is that plugged in?
Yeah. All right, so this question says, how have you learned to be patient with people or family members who struggle from ignorance and who are not in the same mindset as you? Meeting people where they are at with kindness, showing empathy without ego taking over. That's an amazing question. And just coincidentally, we were talking about that recently, where it's so hard to connect with people. I mean, I go to family events and I do my best to like connect with people and kind of dive in, but I'm so engrossed in everything else that I'm doing, and I just feel like it's hard to relate and to connect with people. I mean, we just talked about this too on our podcast, which is so interesting because I kind of asked you if like where you're at in life with like your wellness brand and your mindset, if it kind of like separates you from the people around you, and is it like hard to relate? And
yeah, I think there's like a narrow mindset that's born into us. You know, we're born and they're like, this is what you got to do: 9 to 5, work your job, marry the person, have the kid, keep it simple.
Yeah.
And like when you start thinking outside the box, you do separate yourself from others. This person's question is like ignorant people, and when they're in your family, you know, like I think it's just being self-aware.
Yeah.
you know?
And also, like, you have to understand too that, like, whether someone is in your family or they're your friend, if you have any form of self-awareness, you're gonna feel ostracized and you're gonna feel misunderstood. But the truth of the matter is that you're the person that has it together. And when you try and imbue like your own thoughts that to the right person are gonna like wake them up and it'll probably change their lives. But when people just are full of ignorance and their head is in the sand and they're so stuck in their ways, you just kind of gotta. I don't even know I don't know if you can meet people where they're at, because I think if you were here and someone is here,
Like, are you going to be degrading yourself to
only
be on
two
their
things
level?
can happen. You have to come down to help them up, or they just kind of gotta like have to propel themselves up, and it's almost an impossible task. Like, to walk around think that we're some like Tibetan monk on a mountain and we can just like de-stress ourselves when people are basically like spitting in our face with their lifestyles that they're like putting in front of us, you know? So I don't.
Playing devil's advocate, though, like, as far as this person's asking, like, how do you deal with family that's ignorant or, you know, got their head stuck in the sand? But, like, I guess that's all relative to what your life is.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of whether or not you guys match up. Like, this is, like, you know, a pretty grand example, but it's like, not even actually being like just sexuality. You know, you got a gay family member, you're straight, and they don't see eye to eye on that. Like, does that mean you can't associate?
Or you have
can
to
you
force
find
it?
a middle ground?
Yeah.
Do you have to
True.
be at family functions together? You know what I mean? Without ego getting in the way, you know, then you're an asshole to each other. And it's like,
Yeah.
at what point do we draw the line?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think that
It's all subjective.
yeah, I think that the more awake you are, the more you're willing to meet people
Exactly.
halfway.
Because you're the bigger, you always want to be the bigger
Yeah,
person.
but the majority of people, even if they say they're going to meet you halfway, they're probably not going to. So, I think you just kind of
I'm all
address it with finesse, and
In
if you
certain
have
situations-
to cut people out, just fucking cut them out. It's so much more peaceful that way, you
The
know.
majority of the time, though, and as long as it's not draining me, I'm willing. I don't know what that says. I'm willing to just shut up and keep the peace. I don't give a fuck what you're doing.
Really?
I don't care what you're doing as long as you're not committing crimes. I don't care what you're doing in your bedroom, in your pants.
So-
like, I'm not gonna.
So what if someone calls you though, right? Like, it's someone that's per se close to you, and they call you, and it's just the same problems, the same bullshit. Do you address it with kind of empathy, or kind of try to get them to self-reflect and be like, I can't, like the other day?
Like you told me. Like,
Yeah,
Like you
we're-
come to me with this next year. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, there has to be. I've dealt with that personally, and I've had people do that to me. Like, I've been
Yeah.
in a situation that I didn't want to be in, keep bitching about it, keep complaining, not making any changes. They don't want to hear it anymore. You can see people grow tired of that. Does that mean you can't have a relationship with them? I think you just have to adjust your relationship to people. You know,
Yeah.
you have to adjust the amount of time you're willing to spend with someone or have someone in your space draining your energy. Just
Yeah, time adjustment, like, and decide it mentally. I can only spend 5 minutes with this person,
and I have
then
a lot
do
of,
that,
I know a
and
lot
then
of people
do
that I
that.
feel that way about.
Yeah, and then do that. But you have to stick to it, because any form of you like realizing that you can only take so much of someone, and if you go over that duration, then that's completely on you.
Boundaries with yourself.
Yeah.
What is that question?
This isn't even a question.
Talk about Diddy.
This one says talk about Diddy. I mean, it's so prevalent in the media right now. I mean, someone that is like a major star in
To be honest,
the hip hop
I'm
scene.
I'm in the dark about most of what he's doing.
Yeah, like, so basically I don't want to say like I mean, he's really big in the hip hop scene, and he has a lot of connects, and he threw a lot of parties, and they found out that like at his parties there was a lot of weird shit happening in rooms, and they raided his house and they found 1,000 bottles of lube and
Who
all
needs
this
that
shit.
much?
I mean, to have 1,000 bottles of lubrication.
He's, from what I heard, he is only penetrating buttholes.
I'm sure. I mean, if you have 1,000 bottles of lube, you're trying to fuck anything.
And everything.
Anything
the
that
couch,
even
the cushions,
that even
has a crevice.
looks like a hole, you're putting lube on it. So yeah, Diddy.
So that's Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy. Yeah, Diddy. I hope he gets the help that he needs, and I hope that the people who are victims of him also get the help that they need, because I'm sure there's a lot of musical artists that they were in a room with him and he pulled out one of those 1,000 bottles and he said, if you want to get to the top, then I got to use this whole bottle. So and I'm making a joke about it, but like we know
No, I know. It's
like we
sexual
know that
assault is not something to
no,
be laughed about.
I'm saying like that shit definitely happened with
Well,
probably some like major stars too.
Did you see the was it the Nickelodeon thing?
With
Drake Bell and
even Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom, is that him? Or
he's the one from Raven.
Yeah, is it?
Most of those kids from Nickelodeon
are all fucked up.
All came out later. Have you seen Amanda Bynes?
Oh my goodness.
Have you seen her?
She made my childhood so much better. Like when her show would come on, you'd be like,
that.
Yeah, and yeah,
right in my day. Now she's so.
You could tell that entire scene is just run by satanic people. Anyways.
Satanic people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the
that?
fucking rabbit hole.
Wait, I gotta just say this is what we say to that.
Yeah, I mean Hollywood is a sham. I know it's like I watch movies, like I get into it, but like if you watch these people during interviews, they're
fucked up.
They're all sellouts too. Like
burnout.
They'll be asked a question and they'll just completely beat around the bush, and because like you saw them in a shirtless scene, you'll completely avoid the fact that they were just asked a serious question and they had no valid input about it. It's cowardice. Anyways, next question. If you had to choose one song to describe your business journey, what would it be and why? Did something come in your head, or you just like...
Something came in my head.
Okay, you're going to look it up quick?
I just got to make sure that I have the band right.
Band?
What?
I don't know. I thought it'd be a Diddy song for you. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
With a party at...
Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer.
Ooh.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa.
Do you feel like you're halfway there? Like you're almost to where you want to be?
That song would describe the journey.
Oh.
That was like throughout the journey.
But also Journey's a band too, and I think one of their
Don't
songs...
Stop Believing.
Yeah, or Separate Ways, or something like that.
That too. All Bon Jovi, Journey, you guys...
Yeah.
That's it. Also, I saw a Neil Diamond musical last night.
It was great.
I told you.
Yeah,
Most of
I had
his
no
songs,
idea who that was.
This man is 31 years old, didn't know who Neil Diamond was.
Why you putting my age out there?
Sorry.
It's okay.
This man is in his 30s. He didn't know. He was born in the early 90s and didn't know who Neil Diamond is. And I had to sing Sweet Caroline for him.
Well, yeah, once you
recognize.
you said it.
Come on.
Let's see.
Anyways, what's your song for your business journey?
Probably Drake, Major Distribution.
Really? Because I was gonna say more like Candy Shop, 50 Cent.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't. Yo, that song was great back in the day, though.
That was my fucking jam.
Yeah, I feel like 50 Cent. He was.
I love 50 Cent.
Like, when you were growing up in the
90s,
like when you grew up in the 90s, like he was goated, honestly.
I had a big crush on him.
Fitness gamer.
I
heard it was
1,000
yeah,
bottles
no.
of baby
I
oil.
thought I said 1,000. If I said anything less than that, I genuinely apologize. But yeah, $1,000. $1,000. No, that's like, damn. We have to look up
how much a bottle of
the
baby
average
oil?
price of baby oil is. Because
Was it baby oil? He's out here giving infections out.
Yeah, no, it was baby oil and lube. 1,000 of each, maybe.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Can you go to the next question? I'm slipping and sliding down this slippery slope.
All right. So someone asked, music during sex? ? Specific playlist /vibe or just whatever's on.
I've had mixed experiences with that.
Okay.
One time, this one time.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
This one time at band camp.
I feel like if you grew up in the 90s, you'll understand that better.
Yeah. One time, I think it was like Dave Matthews Band that came on, and like it ruined the whole moment.
Interesting.
The person was like, "Yeah, I can't focus." It was John Mayer. It was John Mayer. And he was like, "I can't focus."
I feel like music during sex is the same thing as a woman wearing like edible underwear.
It's just a distraction.
It's just kind of I've never thought to myself ever.
I could really use a jam right now.
Yeah, like I need to set the mood, which I mean, I know in a lot of movies that gets kind of romanticized, but that's in a movie. The last thing a man is thinking about is actually putting on a song, and the only reason why he would think about putting on a song is if he thinks that you want the song on and it's gonna propel his
Or maybe he needs
percentage of getting laid.
He needs
you
the
know?
distraction.
Yeah, right.
There's always that.
Yeah.
So are you anti music?
No, I mean, I think when you think about sex in your mind and you just kind of like fascinate it happening, there might be a song playing, but in the moment, that's like that really is
I don't
the
even
last.
like when the TV's on.
Yeah, it's like the last thing. Yeah, I get distracted too easily. Okay,
And if
I'll
I can
start
hear the
singing
talking,
it, or I'll just start
laugh.
watching
I'll
it.
laugh.
Okay, so yeah, that
Dead,
was
dead silence.
that
No,
was a
no
good
moaning
question.
either. No sounds.
Okay. So I know this question was from my assistant because it's not even a question. She just said, "Looking in the mirror, kiss my face. I'm too conceited." Shout out to you, Mackenzie. I wish you were here tonight. I hope you feel better. I know you're feeling under the weather. Okay, let's see if we have any more. Oh, didn't you get some side questions too?
I did.
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, I want to hear those quick. And then
Well,
I got a couple more.
I got a lot of would you rather's
Okay.
from my friend Jake.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
But I got one question from my friend Chris.
Okay. What was that?
He said, in the dating world,
Okay.
what are some of the things that are on your, and I quote, ick list? The ick list.
Like a red flag, or it's just
Anything that you
it
consider
goes
an
beyond a
ick.
red flag where you're just like, okay.
You're just like totally icked, cringed by this person. Like you can't even. Ick basically is the word we use to describe someone that we would not engage with.
So you're on a date and someone does something and
And you're like,
and
nope.
the ick radar goes off.
There's like a stigma around the ick. I think it's okay to it's okay to have icks
Yeah.
and stay with
obviously.
someone. You can be like, that was really not cool. That was really cringy. The way you just slipped on the ice there. But you don't break up with them over it. But but you're like, say you're on a date and the guy's like talking a whole bunch about himself and you're just like, yeah, like, you know, like I'm a success story, you know, broke my ankle, still became a pro athlete, like, you know, I'm just different. I'm like, ew.
Is that
Check.
that's an ick?
That's literally happened to me.
Wow.
And for the record, semi-pro. For the record.
Yeah, no, I looked you up after.
But yeah, so he said, what are your icks in dating? Obviously, we're both in relationships, but we've dated enough
Yeah.
to
Um,
get where we're at with our partners.
To be honest, I just think I've just been on this like manifesting like snowball where I've never been on a date where I just didn't like the person.
Because you're not willing to even give someone your time if the vibe's not already there beforehand.
Pretty much.
Well, let me tell you.
No, I was being facetious. I've
Come on.
definitely been on dates where
Pat, this can snowball into something else because I know that we're both going to be on the same page about this ick that I have. We already have, this is one of the things on our list that we needed to talk about. Not the Haktua, the drinking etiquette.
oh, so like if you're out with someone and they're getting
And he's
fucked
like
up.
6 drinks in and I'm on my second, I'm like, you
Okay,
ain't
so
never
you-
going to see me again.
Have you ever watched Hot Ones? Where
Oh, yes.
So his whole vibe is if the guest is drinking milk, I'm drinking milk.
So he does what he matches what they do.
And it just makes for a more comfortable setting for them.
See, but
If they start so
when it
for
comes
a
to alcohol,
man,
though.
Yeah. Oh, true. I mean, as a man, let's be honest. If you're out on a date and you're 2 drinks in and the girl's on 6 and she's having the time of her life, you're like, okay, this is cool. But the vice versa effect of that is
what
gonna
if the
look
girl-
super sloppy too. But then like you don't want a girl like, hey, getting sick.
blacking out.
Yeah, blacking out, and then in the morning she's like, "What the fuck happened?" You know, yeah. If it gets to that, yeah, I mean 6 drinks in general, but you know, if it's like 1 to 3 and someone's still, you know, like not blacked out,
That's
and-
fine.
Yeah, but-
you know your limits better than
So
me.
like you're talking about a guy just sloshing them back.
Hammering him. And you're just like, all right. And he's visibly, either the one red flag is that he's fine.
Okay. One red flag is he's 6 drinks in and he's fine.
Or
Shit.
he's hammered. And you're just like, this isn't a date anymore.
But what if it was a good in between?
As long as I'm at a good in between too.
Okay.
Because I've been on dates where that has happened.
What if he's been drinking
Since before the date.
Oh. No, I mean, like, what if he has a faster metabolism than you and he handles alcohol better, you know? So it's like his 6 drinks could equal your 1.
We're just not a
Oh,
match.
but you're talking about the like
Like
visibility.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
know.
another thing. If a
Yeah.
guy's, and no offense to anyone in this room that can have 6 drinks and be fine, but I don't know. Is that you? Is that you?
I don't know if that's me.
If a guy can easily go out and have, I don't want to say drinks. I want to say like cocktails, not beers, because I know guys can handle a lot of beer.
Yeah, it makes you full though.
If a guy can have 6 to 7 cocktails and like be fine, I'm like, you do this a lot. What do we get? A comment? What do we get?
Man's house was a slip and slide.
They will not leave Diddy alone.
Yeah, I mean, how could you, right?
But yeah, if a guy is 6 to 7 drinks in and he's fine, I'm thinking that we have different lifestyles.
Well, yeah, because he had to get to that point, you know?
That takes practice.
Yeah.
And being in the wellness world,
Yeah.
I don't typically drink at all. But when I do, it's very minimal, and it's like organic tequila or
True.
organic red wine or whatever. Like I'm not
Fit Vine.
shitting Fit Vine. I'm not shitting on anyone who's not drinking organic alcohol, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm on a date with a guy and he's 7 drinks in,
Yeah.
and
you're on 1.
I'm on 1, there's a problem. So that an ick for me, to answer Chris's question,
Damn, yeah.
an ick for me is when someone thinks it's a talent to drink someone
Look
under
at
the
this
table.
comment. Man, I got the best followers.
This shit's gross too. What is it? Being a functional alcoholic isn't a flex, and they say... Who is that? Who is that?
Tina Vasquez.
Tina.
Appreciate you, Tina.
Yeah. Functional alcoholism is not cute. That's ick number 1. Ick number 2, this is shallow. I don't care. If you don't know how to fucking dress, you're going to show up. I went on a date once.
What if he's wearing a gray sweatpants and a white tee, but he's packing, though?
No.
Good. Okay, good for
No.
you. Good for you.
I shouldn't know anything about his dick before the date, and
Okay,
I don't
good
want
for
to
you.
see the outline of it.
Okay.
Through
Good
his
for you.
sweatpants do not belong at a restaurant.
Well, what kind of restaurant are we talking?
So,
Well, I guess the first date probably shouldn't be it. Okay, that's another question, though. Do you feel like if a man takes you to a really nice place the first time that you guys go on a date, that it kind of sets an expectation that's, like, kind of high?
if he's like, hey, we're going to, let me throw out Gracie's in Providence. Okay, I'm like, I know the restaurant, but if I don't, I'm Googling it.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, this is a 4-star, like, they got a fancy chef there, well known, like, they got a special menu. I'm not wearing jeans. Men, read the room. Even if it's like a nice,
Read the room. I like that.
even if it's a nice cocktail bar, it's okay if you want to wear jeans. I don't care. But I don't want a graphic t-shirt that says Aero down the side. Aero Postal from 2001, shrunken in the dryer. Your mom didn't fold it after you got it out of the dryer. No, wait.
Oh, you can pull closer.
This date that I went on, we went to a fancy restaurant, and he was a state trooper. I wasn't in Rhode Island, so get your heads out of the gutter. It was not in Rhode Island. He was a state trooper for this state he lived in, and his jeans were under his shoe in the back, dragging on the floor, all ripped. Backwards hat. This man is representing our law enforcement, not in Rhode Island. Backwards hat, graphic t-shirt.
That's hilarious. Holy shit.
Jeans under his shoes. They were so long.
I just that's. I mean, like that was like one of those kids like in high school that ended up punching people. You know, it's like they would drink Monster Energy drinks.
And you just get assaulted.
Yeah, they would wear wife beaters and
assault people.
baggy jeans and
I literally, I was all dressed up, like to the nines, and he was like, oh, looks like we're a little, like, dressed differently.
I love it. She said, you agreed to that date, ma'am. Accountability.
But
like,
I didn't know what he looked like before. I didn't know how he dressed.
Oh, okay. So
I saw a state trooper, and he was older. And
so like he was in uniform, and you
he
were
had
like,
good-
he
yeah.
dressed to the nines.
He had like nice pictures on his Instagram, and then he showed up like a scrub.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he was rude and pushy.
Yeah,
So-
that's ridiculous.
The outfit and the personality matched. Shitty.
Oh boy. All right.
So that's two of my icks: clothes and functioning alcoholism. Not clothes, fashion, sense of fashion.
People on Facebook, can you still hear us okay?
Yeah,
I'm
did you
very
hear like
curious.
something like cut out out of
Yeah,
nowhere? Was it the fan? That was that.
Oh, yeah, it got too cool in here, but really, it's still really warm in here.
But really?
But yeah, anyone on Facebook that's still live, if you could tell us if you could hear us or not, I'm gonna send you some free gear. First one to say I can still hear you is getting some free gear.
I can still hear you. Tina says she's reckless as hell.
Yo, Tina's
Tina's a real one.
Yeah, we might have to get you on a live, Tina.
Listen, we gotta have standards out here.
Yeah,
We do.
it's true.
And again, I know that that's maybe a little shallow. Because at the end of the day, the man that I'm with, I do have a man. I'm okay with being in pajamas at home, but I don't want to meet you for the first time in your pajamas.
Yeah, you're in that. Yeah, for sure. I think it says something about a man that
First
dresses up
impressions.
nice. Yeah.
First impressions.
Yeah, no, first impressions are huge. Yo, what up, Mackenzie? You joined late. Yeah, you're probably sick, huh?
Hi, Mackenzie.
Everyone, in the chat, if you could comment, "Hi, Mackenzie." You know,
I can't read that.
and say, "Hope you feel better, Mackenzie."
Thank you, Tina. Not shallow. Have a preference.
Yeah, no, Tina's the goat. Tina,
I love Tina.
Yeah, no, Tina, we got to get you on a live for sure. Yeah, Tina's the goat.
Mackenzie, what do you have?
What's
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
You know, she just got oh my God, what'd she call it? The frat flu or something like that? I forget what she called it.
That's right. She's in school.
Yeah, it just goes around. It be going around, you know. It goes around. All right, we're gonna
Frat.
the frat flu.
I see some
You said what?
some local names here.
Oh, cool.
All right. Did you have any other questions that you got? Because I have those would you rather's, which are
Yeah, no.
vile. Do you have
Let's
an ick?
do
You didn't answer. Do you have an ick?
Oh, do I have an ick? To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever kind of noticed one. That
Men are so simple. It's not even funny.
yeah,
Men are so simple.
well, I think like that's the thing too. If you meet a girl on the street and you ask her what kind of man you want, she'll be like 6'1", make 6 figures, and yada yada yada. And if you ask a man, he'll be like, I don't know, someone that'll just hold me down. And then it'll be like, do you care to work at Burger King? And you're like, no, not really. You know, so yeah, men are just a bit simpler. You know, I don't know.
I think there's a community of men that would say just a good loyal woman, and there's another community of men that would say she needs to be hot and
Yeah.
have her shit together.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I think
Tina has a question.
Oh yes, please, Tina, shoot it. Ask away, please.
She asked it in the comments. It says, how did the HowlLive get started? Whose idea and all of that, and why? Why did you pick the organizations you did to support?
Tina, that is an amazing question. I actually, I guess this is all about truths, right? I was actually in chiropractic school. At the time when I thought of the brand, I was listening to some financial freedom podcast, and he was talking about like dividing your bank accounts into like 5 different things and donating a certain amount of like what you make to charities and stuff like that. And coincidentally, when I was on this walk listening to this podcast, I was just in like an entrepreneurial mindset, and someone walked by me wearing Gymshark, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool logo. And I was like, and I looked it up, and I realized that Gymshark was almost $1 billion brand. Maybe they are now. And then I've always loved wolves, so again, people are going to be like, you fucking copied Gymshark. And so I ended up making a logo that was kind of geometrically similar, and I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of, you know, making this company and building this brand. And every time I think about getting rich, I always think about who can I give back to. And it was just like a flash in my mind of all these different people. And then I was like, you know what? Why don't I incorporate that into my brand? And then I went home that night. I made the wolf, which is the main logo, and I made all these different variations of it. I made like 25 different variations initially, and eventually I was like I had one that was like donating to like space travel. I just was on.
How noble
I
of
was
you.
on a fucking tear, and then I actually cut it back down to 11, which I thought were the most prominent in this day and age. So it started as an apparel brand that was like derived off of giving back. And to be blunt, the first like year or two, I ate shit. Like my design sucked. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was passionate about it. I played the long game for a couple years and I made some money off that. I invested in the supplements and then I expanded into smokables and then now we do the coffee and the tea and everything. So yeah, it just kind of started on a walk one day, which I know isn't that riveting, but it's still.
Business stories aren't always the most. I feel like we think they need to be this exciting,
Yeah, no,
crazy.
it's
It's like, no, I had an idea and I executed it and it's working. The end. With some nuance. What is it? Oh, that's the question.
Oh. Good for you, Tina. Good for you. Yeah, I think anything that is like.
Advocate.
Yeah, is like.
Advocate for those who can't.
Yeah, it's derived off other people. And I mean, shit, I get comments all the time about like the most ridiculous shit. But I think if you know that in your heart that you're doing the right thing, that's all that really matters, you know? I mean, I donate money to, like, the smokables donate to people that have wrongful drug convictions. Like, there are fucking people still in jail that got caught with a bag of
With
marijuana.
weed.
Yeah,
That
so.
is so crazy to me.
And it's like you like hear something like this, and you're like, okay, let me just try it. And I guess to finish off your question, the ones that I donate to specifically, I did a lot of research. A lot of like the bigger companies, like a lot of things come out eventually that they're not as noble and forthcoming with their money as they are. So I chose kind of, I would say, some like in between companies that I mean, foundations and charities that are a bit established, but they're not too mainstream, where I think it becomes more about money.
For
So,
status.
yeah, so I chose ones, and plus two, I reached out to a bunch of them, and I was like, I want you to be the exclusive foundation that I donate to. And I could tell you, I sent probably over 100 emails, and maybe like 10 organizations got back to me. And those are the ones that I was like, I appreciate it, you know. Yeah, good. Yeah, good for you. You know, I mean, eventually it'll build into something. I will say the first like year I was doing this, I was like maybe the first year and a half. I was in the same boat. So it's all good. It's all love. You just do the best you can, and you just go from there.
Tina with the fire questions.
Yeah, Tina, you're the. Yeah,
You had another question up, I saw.
yes, I got you.
We gotta get to those. They're watching.
I feel like okay. Damn, this one's gonna be deep. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, next question. I appreciate everyone in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in and asking. And we'll get back to them probably in a little while. But we had some questions that were submitted in anonymously. Some people put their names, but I'm not going to put them on blast. But this question is, why does my boyfriend prioritize sports and video games over quality time with me?
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot to this.
Do you want to give the female perspective
Yes.
first?
And then you can give the male perspective.
Yeah.
They might be
yeah.
similar.
I mean, I'll give the actual reason why that happens, but you can.
As well, the AC just turned back on.
Thank God, it's hot in here.
As a woman who does not engage in video games, and I don't think I've ever dated a gamer, but I do know what it's like to be with someone who has hobbies that their need for them is just insatiable.
Yeah.
Nothing can tear them away from that other than their penis. And in those relationships, they were mainly based around sex and the other person's pleasure, which is video games and sex, and that's really it. Nothing special for me. So I think when a guy is spending more time doing something with his hobby or passion, because some people really do find a passion in video games, it's straight up comes down to priorities.
Yeah.
It's priorities. If he wanted to,
He would.
he would.
That's true.
I know that like bumper sticker saying is so overused, but it's so fucking true.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he would. There's no reason why he can't balance his life, his video game playing, time with friends, and you. Not doesn't mean every week is going to be the same, but at least you know you are a priority in his life. Quality time with your partner is something you can't get back. If he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
Not to be harsh.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think you're pretty spot on. I will say that from a male perspective, well, let's get the exceptions out of the way because the exceptions don't disprove the rules. The exception would be someone that is bringing in a lot of money, either playing sports or that like plays video games. Like if your boyfriend's actual job is playing video games and he's making a shit ton of money and he's supporting you, or he's a sports player and it's of that same thing, then let's get those people out of the way. Now let's get into the majority of the men in the world who work who work a 9 to 5 and who have fantasy teams or they play a lot of video games. I can only speak from my perspective, which I've kind of been on all ends of the spectrum, and from someone who 2 days before, okay, this is kind of odd, right? I don't even play fucking video games and I don't watch sports. 2 days before we were going to do this and I was going to start releasing clips on TikTok, I had this weird craving to play video games. And then I realized that the reason why I wanted to play these games is because it's a distraction. It's a safe place for me to be. And it's kind of going to put me in a place where, like, of comfort, and I don't have to put myself out there.
It's an alternate reality.
And I feel like a lot of men do that. Like you work a 9 to 5, you probably hate your fucking job, which shit, I get it. Like I've been there, and then you come home from work and you don't really have the energy to kind of step outside yourself and build anything that's like tangible or has value that you could like put out there in the world where you wouldn't have to suck your boss's ass for 10 hours a day, So you just kind of dive into a video game. So I understand, but I want you to also understand that that's just a straight up form of cowardice. Like you don't give a fuck about these video games. You don't give a fuck about these sports teams. These sports teams don't give a fuck about you. I always think about something called my rocking chair days. When I'm 90 and I'm in a rocking chair on my porch and I reflect back on my life, you really have to self-reflect on what you did, and I guarantee you're going to be like, instead of playing all these games and giving a fuck about sports that I didn't give truly a shit about. And if you do, then shit, I feel very sorry for you. And you should invest your time into building a future for your kids, for your bloodline, for your lineage, trying to do something that you're going to leave behind and not investing in things that really don't matter.
At the end of the day, if you have a woman in your life and you're prioritizing video games, you probably don't deserve to have a woman in your life.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're like for me, I'm probably not around as much because I work a lot, but I'm also providing. I try to pay for for the majority, I do pay for everything. Like I provide for my kids. I try and do the best I can. So me being away is more understandable than if I were to come home and just sit there and play fucking video games the whole time while my son's crying and I'm like, oh no, you got it. It's just ridiculous. Don't settle for less.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you would. And unless there's a conversation of like, hey, I had a long day, kind of tired, don't have a lot of energy right now to hang out and talk. I'm going to go in my room for a half hour, play video games.
Yeah.
It's spoken about. It's not like he's disappearing. Like, just communicate.
Yeah, for sure.
Just fucking communicate. There's no shame in doing something that you want to do as long as you just share that with your person instead of stonewalling.
Yeah, video games severely alter your dopamine receptors too. So there are a lot of games out there that it's almost like gambling, where you get so invested in it and you get this high, and then you like die in the game or you lose or whatever, and then like you want to get it back. It just changes your
standards of life altogether.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that. The moments in my life that I spent a lot of time gaming, I got nothing done. And the moments
you were probably depressed and didn't even know it.
Yep, and I was only happy when I was playing the game. Yeah,
alternate universe.
Yeah, I followed sports back in 2011 or 10. and the Celtics lost on Christmas. It ruined my Christmas, and the Celtics lost on my birthday in March, and it ruined my birthday. And ever since that,
Because you let it.
and since 12 years ago, I have not watched a single basketball game since then. And that's what people do. A team loses, they start a fucking riot. They'll fight people for like wearing a different jersey.
And sports are supposed to bring people together. Yes, there's teams and there's sides and all of that, but like at the end of the day, you're all there for the same thing. It's to watch the game. It's to have a good time.
Sick.
I understand the community behind sporting events and stuff like that. I get it. It's fun. I've been to a Paw Sox game. That's like the only thing I've ever seen.
Paw Sox.
I've literally been, and it was so much fun. I got a hot dog. I was yelling. We heard Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, you're able to
Connect.
I like to be able to watch something and tune into it and not really give a fuck about the outcome, right? And if I'm going to watch a sport or if I'm going to endure something, it's going to be something that has intrinsic, tangible value. And the two things that have intrinsic, tangible value are fighting and dancing. No matter where you are in the world, if you hear a good beat, your body wants to move. And no matter where you are in the world, if you feel cornered, you're going to fight. So I'm a big advocate and fan of UFC and just fighting in general, boxing. I think a lot of people should be more engaged with that. I think it can teach you a lot of life lessons. We live in a world where there's an underlying tone of violence, and at any point in time, you may have to defend yourself or the people around you that you love. And in those moments, you're not going to wish you had a football or a basketball. You're going to wish you know how to use your fists. So start learning some form of martial arts or boxing and stop watching sports.
Can I add that to my ick list? Anyone who lets sports alter their life, meaning their mood, their day. If
I've been there.
If your team losing is gonna fuck up your whole day and your
ruin
mood,
your birthday. Oh,
ruin your birthday.
I was a waste bucket at that point in time. Holy
like,
shit.
dude, you need to go home and journal. Whip your journal out and.
I was like, fuck Paul Pierce. He missed
the
that.
Celtics.
He fucking missed that free throw. Yeah.
Brian Fincher said, just learn to prioritize your time and be respectful of the person that's in your life. If not controlled, it ruins people's lives, just like gambling and alcohol.
Yeah, put a lid on it. If you do.
And that's right in line with sports, video games, porn.
Oh boy.
Smoking weed.
Porn. Yeah.
Another ick for me is weed smoking. So sorry, I can't.
Don't watch porn.
Don't watch porn.
And weed will make you lazy, literally. I mean, if you think it doesn't, I mean, weed makes you...
We're in 2024. Do we really need to address this?
And if you're at a point in your life where you have to smoke to become creative, you should stop smoking.
And see what your mind does.
Yeah. It's going to take a little while to readjust, because when you smoke, it messes with the receptors in your brain. It makes you hungry. It makes you sleepy. So if you smoke long enough, the only times you'll ever be hungry
when you smoke
and tired is when you smoke. You have to stop smoking. I promise you, it's holding your life back.
Get off the dope.
If you're a high functioning person and you work 16 hours a day and you have a bunch of money in your account and you made generational wealth and you
want to toke a joint at the end of the night after dinner, I haven't got shit to say about what you're doing.
I get it. But if you're
horizontal for 16 hours a day and there's a cloud above your head, you need to get off your ass.
You're a horizontal.
You're horizontal 16 hours a day.
That was good. That's great.
Do you have another question on there?
No, I think that's it for now. Let's go into yours.
No, I have. Well, I guess they're questions. They're would you rather's. Those are questions.
Let's get into the would you rather's.
Should we? Man, I really wish Jake was in here. Let me text Jake and tell him to tap into the live so he can see me call him out.
Yeah, do it. It's so weird when the air is off.
I know.
It's almost like it's
too quiet. I can hear my mouth. It's like an ASMR channel.
Yeah, I gotta pull back a little.
I'm telling him I'm gonna read his.
Well, for anyone that tuned in for the first time and engaged, I really appreciate it. I guess the goal for us too is just to kind of create an aura around the live and to create some clippable moments, because that's how you get yourself out there these days. So
I mentioned that I was in the wellness industry, but I didn't tell anybody what I did.
Oh yeah, please.
I own a wellness practice, massage therapy, skincare, and now I'm joining in with Pat on his wellness world. Talking nothing about wellness, maybe mental awareness, but yeah, massage therapy and skincare, and then I sing in a band on the weekends, which we can talk about after.
No, yeah. Why don't you give like the socials for it or something like that?
My band's name is Dr. Slick. That's DRSLICK. Based out of Rhode Island, and my business name is Blue Moon Wellness. Just the way it sounds. Blue Moon Wellness.
Just the way it sounds.
Just the way it sounds. And yeah.
And don't call after business hours, because...
And do not leave me sick voicemails asking about anything not massage related, and don't call me after 9. Actually, don't call me after 6.
After 5, Jesus.
Yeah, it's...
Brian Fincher, what about vaping for your anxiety and depression? Brian, to be blunt, I've never vaped before.
I have.
Yeah, look, I get it. Like, you need some form of ice. I will say that's probably better than smoking or shit, even popping medication at that point, you know? So I'm not going to say that that's the worst thing in the world. I will say that what kind of vape is it? You know, if it was made in a lab in
Propylene
China and it cost $1 and it tastes like green apple.
It's good for you.
Yeah, I'd probably stop, you know? Brian, if you do smoke, hit my line after. I am going to. What's your view on smoking?
That's Jake, my friend.
Right,
Hi, Jake.
Appreciate
That's the guitarist in my band.
Oh, dope. All right. But for Brian, if you do smoke, I'm gonna send you some smokables, and I'm gonna get you on something better. And the idea of my smokables is so people can get off of vaping, cigarettes, THC, get on something better that's not gonna trip you out. It's a lot more healthier for you. It's a lot more clean, and but the goal is to not be on them forever. You know, like we have to learn to deal with our anxiety and our depression in better ways. So yeah, next time, hey, Brian, next time you're feeling anxiety, if you do 10 push-ups and send me a video, I'm gonna send you some free gear, because that's
rather than
anytime
vape.
I get anxiety, I try and do something physical, and it definitely helps. Jacob. What's your view on smoking cigarettes versus a vape?
May I add this? Jake is a pack-a-dayer.
Oh, Jake.
Pack-a-day.
Jake, I'm gonna get you some help, buddy.
Jake, you need to get on the vape.
Yeah, yeah. No, cigarettes in general. I mean, I get the aura, you know, like back in the 70s, 80s.
It was cool. It was hot shit.
Yeah, you know, like leather jacket. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't enjoy smoking on something. Just in general, like whether it be a cigar or my own smokables. Smoking on something in general, I think for a man, it probably fucking boosts your testosterone. Who the hell knows? There's just something about it that makes you feel more of. So I can understand, I can relate. You just really have to dial back on what you're putting into your body. If you're smoking actual cigarettes, you got a lot of self-reflection to do. Tobacco is addictive. Yeah, so is everything. But nicotine in general has a lot of neuroprotective benefits, okay? I've heard people treating Crohn's disease with nicotine and stuff like that. So I will say that pack your own cigarettes. Order your own organic tobacco. Get out all that. Like, cigarettes have fucking arsenic in it, fiberglass. I could go on and on. Like,
Jake, buy your own tobacco and start rolling.
Yeah, buddy. I'm
thinking
about making, yeah.
That inconvenience alone will probably be like, oh, that's so much work. I'm just going to skip the cigarette. And then next thing you know,
yeah,
a year in, you're like, I don't really feel like doing all that.
Yeah, it's true.
And as somebody who vaped, it was very hard to get off. But what I did was, at the time, I was using those rigs that had the juice.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
I started, I don't even remember what the numbers were, maybe like an 18 nicotine, which is like one of the highest you can get. And I got down to 0. And then I was just smoking
just to do it.
Watermelon juice. And
yeah,
I'm like, what am I doing? So once the nicotine cravings were over, I was just smoking because it was a muscle memory. Did Jake say something? I can roll.
He said I can roll. It's a very fair point. Yeah, man, I would definitely try and get on something that's like all you have at the end of the day is your health. And I know when you're younger, I mean, shit, I'm in my 30s, like you lightly said, but shit, I think I still feel like I have the mind of an 18-year-old sometimes, you know, but I know there's gonna come a day where there's gonna be a form of self-reflection where I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't do that. And if you have
Yeah.
kids, or you like plan to have kids, or like you want to leave anything behind, like
You don't want
you
to
don't
turn out
want
like
to,
our parents with all those regrets.
yeah, you don't want to go out like that. So I would advise you to get on something healthier. Another question: my anxiety gets bad, and a vape is where I've turned. But how would you recommend stopping?
Like I said, weaning off the
Yeah.
nicotine levels so you can just stop the cravings.
You got to get it down. Try and get on something healthier. Any form of physicality helps. I've struggled with anxiety my entire life. I could go into stories about it, but
50
I don't want to.
milligrams.
I don't. I don't want to bore you guys with.
God.
But yeah, you guys have to prioritize your health. It's literally all you have.
I'd like to mention my recent loss. My dad's cancer was from tobacco. He smoked blunts, and he didn't even die of lung cancer. He died of and this is to scare you. He died. Remember those commercials where they'd have the voice box?
Stop.
That wasn't even how he looked. That wasn't his situation. He died of a big fat tumor growing at the bottom of his esophagus, so he couldn't eat food anymore. No more food. You want to fucking smoke tobacco? No more food for you. You go block up your esophagus.
But did he smoke cigarettes or just
tobacco.
Okay, so
He put
like he was just
cigarette tobacco in his blunts, as well as a tobacco leaf.
Oh, okay, when you say cigarette tobacco, do you mean like he broke open a cigarette?
He broke open a cigarette, put it in his blunt.
Yeah, but like that's not actual tobacco in there. It's like
Oh, it's chemicals. It's
yeah,
bullshit.
it's like 20.
It was
like,
menthol too.
Yeah, if you guys order organic tobacco because you enjoy smoking on something, it's way different than smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes
They're
has
just made in a factory.
oh my god, there's so much. Everyone has access to Google. I know a lot of people want to avoid looking shit up, but if you go to Google and you just look at the breakdown of a cigarette,
It's not
and
even
you just
tobacco at that point.
Embody exactly what you're putting into your lungs. You're gonna second guess
Another
what
way
the
of
fuck you're doing.
Another way, I want to read Jake's Would You Rathers after this. But
Please.
Another way of getting yourself to quit something is start a fitness journey, and then you're like, oh shit, I literally can't even walk for 10 minutes without gassing myself out.
Yeah.
Then you're like, that's your incentive. If you actually care about your fitness journey and you're overweight and you want to look good and feel good,
Yeah.
you're going to stop everything that's going to get in your way of that goal.
Yeah, most of you start a fitness goal or you alter your life when something bad happens. And I'm going to advise you to not take that route.
Do that before.
You don't want to be in a hospital bed thinking, I got to get it together. Or is something to happen to you and then you think, I need to get it together. Life is about preventing things. And you can't prevent everything. I understand that.
Preventative measures are the best thing we can do rather than trying to reverse the clock and the things that we did.
At least you tried, so just keep going.
Not to totally change the these would you rathers are.
Hey Connor, yeah, let's link up, buddy. I want to see some designs. And if you want some samples, I got you.
Is that Facebook?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Appreciate you, big dog. All love to Connor. I want to see those designs, buddy. This is
These are so good.
Oh, yeah. Hold up. Before you go over those, let me do an important segment. It's called pause this while I make another drink.
This just in.
Pack and drink 6 drinks, and I can only have 1, and he could be.
Pat's showing he's peacocking right now.
Yeah, right.
That's what they think. That's what they think when they're on a date. They're like, watch this. I can have 6 drinks in 10 minutes. Weird. Jake, you missed it before you got on here, but I was telling him that one of my icks for men was when you're on a date and they can have like 6 drinks and either be fine or be trashed. Either way, 6 drinks on a first date is too much.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Jake can drink like that.
And if you want to justify your boozing, start a company, open up
get some organic tequila.
6 different brands, and at that point in time, you can afford to drink, and even then, you still feel like shit the next day.
Exactly. All right, you gonna make yourself a drink before I go over these? Is that what you're doing?
Oh no, I was only max 3 drinks. Hey, I'm only at 2, Jake.
Max
so you
3
know what?
drinks.
I got one more in me.
Jake, explain yourself last weekend then. Oh, you mean on a date? You're talking about on a date? All right.
I never met Jake, but I gotta meet him.
He's good. He's real good. Is Adam still in here? Because Jake and Adam, they get along. Say hi to Adam, Jake. What are you doing? What's going on over there?
Say hi to Adam, Jake, Pat. I'm like, what are you? 6 shots, and I'm
6 shots. I'd
Good
be in the
for you, buddy.
hospital. I'd be getting my stomach pumped. Intravenous. Dates are different than. What did he say?
Dates are different than dates.
Oh, Jake. All right. We had some would you rather earlier.
Oh, perfect. I
Are
love
you-
would you rather's.
Are you ready? Did you want to write your answer on your board, or you want to just answer it
No,
freestyle?
Yeah, we'll just. Ooh,
Freestyle. What?
I don't know. You want to try it?
What is that?
Put your drink from the other side, though.
You got the frat flu?
Yeah, I don't got the frat flu.
Mezcal hits different.
Yeah, but it's with a
It's
certain,
mezcal, Jake.
it's with a certain kind of mix.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
Oh my god.
could feel your soul, like it was.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was vibrating.
Just tastes like I just stood over a barbecue and.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, what's up, Rudy? Hey, Rudy, I got.
Tequila.
Yeah, I got another bottle of Class A Azul. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, I'm gonna lose so. Yeah, I'm gonna get so many less sales after this. Holy shit!
Why? You're drinking organic agave.
No, it's just
All right.
funny.
First, would you rather?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna skip over the first one. Would you? Second one.
Hold on. I feel like you had a question about Chick-fil-A, which I really wanted to answer.
Chick-fil-A.
You said someone put in a question about Chick-fil-A.
Are you making that up?
No.
Did I
Where
say
they-
that?
Where they had a certain amount of Chick-fil-A.
He said, oh, I texted it to you. That was Jake.
All right, Jake, I'm going to have you back right now, buddy. Yeah, no, we're going to figure this out for you. So if Shirley can pull up this question, it's going to be very much appreciated because I want to, give you the context that you need and deserve, buddy.
Where is this question? I texted it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, just search Chick-fil-A. It'll be the first question that comes up. We should talk to everyone about Chick-fil-A then. It might be...
If 3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches makes me wake up in the middle of the night. Can you please just finish? I can't. I
Okay.
can't. Absolute mess.
If 3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches wake me up in the middle of the night to explode out of my ass, what would happen if I ate 6?
You die. X is for eyes.
No, listen, Jake. There's only 2 things that could happen.
Chick-fil-A.
If you have 3 and your ass explodes, that would only mean if you ate another 3, which would be 6, it would completely
Fall off.
null and void the first 3, and you would be straight.
What?
That's the first.
Cancellation? Process
That's
of
the
cancellation?
first option. The second option is, bro, you better write a eulogy because, it's bro, you're gonna be a goner. So yeah, just know that if you do that, it is a 50-50. You're either gonna null and void out the first 3 and you'll be chilling,
Sorry.
or it just might be.
Well, then I guess this goes with
Yeah.
his next would you rather. That's what I think.
yeah. I feel like 3 more, you'll be golden.
Would you rather have diarrhea for the rest of your life or have a terrible urethral infection once per month? Well, I'm here to tell you I'd rather have diarrhea. Rest of your life or have a terrible urethral
Wait, is it diarrhea every day?
for the rest of your life? I mean, that wasn't specified, but I'm going to assume.
Assume.
Or a terrible urethral infection once per month. Can we get an answer in the comments on that?
Yeah. What would you guys rather have?
I think
Diarrhea.
I'm going with diarrhea.
Oh man.
Can I get to the next question?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with diarrhea too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be burning or nothing like that. yeah. That's not a vibe.
Would you rather listen to one album of your favorite artist for the rest of your life, or have to listen to music that you think is just okay for the rest of your life, but you get to pick the artist? Ugh. Immediately, what comes to mind? No hate. I can't stand Taylor Swift's music.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be torture for me. Like her music to me is just okay.
Okay.
Like I couldn't do that. I'd rather just listen to my favorite music, but I feel like you'd get burnt
Yeah.
out on it.
Yeah, but if it was good enough, like I feel like classic rock is timeless.
True.
So something like that where like you have a Bon Jovi record, I think I would prefer that over just some mediocre shit. Who's the guy that you went to see recently?
Neil Diamond.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to,
Sweet Caroline. You wouldn't do it in your car? Ba, ba, ba.
No.
No. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. Would you rather only be able to eat candy, but within your calorie deficit, or whatever you want, but you could only eat 1,250 calories for the entire day? Wow.
Interesting.
I'd be so hungry
Let
on
me
1,200
see
calories.
that.
Candy within your calorie deficit, or whatever you want, but 1,250 calories for the entire day. Oh, God.
Oh, like you're only eating candy.
But it's within your calories. But there's so many
Yeah.
other missing nutrients.
Yeah, no, I'd rather eat meat for a significantly amount of less calories. Yeah, for sure. I couldn't eat candy all day long.
You have so many other problems.
Oh my god, you feel like shit. October is the Valor wolf actually, and yes, there is going to be another one drop. Absolutely. I've missed quite a couple, unfortunately, but yeah. It'll be the Red Wolf next month, and I will do another Luna drop, I promise. It's needed. Now that I'm looking at your phone case on camera, it's pretty funny.
I'm like, where's the camera? It reminds me of Powerpuff Girls.
It does. I was gonna say that. Like, it almost looks like we're kind of being.
So you'd rather eat 1,200 calories with
Beef.
normal food?
Yeah, no, give me the beef for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you rather be an ostrich or an emu, and why? Aren't they the same
Oh,
thing?
yeah, what is that?
An
in
ostrich
my-
and an emu.
In my mind, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, I think they're both really fucking ugly. So I'm gonna choose. Like, gun to my head, I'm just gonna say the first thing that I can say.
Ostrich.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ostrich, emu. What's easier to say?
Ostrich. You have big eggs. Oh, Pat, this is a good one for
Okay.
a guy. Would you rather fight a gorilla once a year, or have to get in your car every day and fight one chicken, and get it out of your car? Every day, one chicken, or once a year, full blown fight, possibly lethal fight with a gorilla.
Yeah, I'm going with the chicken.
Every day.
Yeah. Okay. Listen.
Every day.
Every single day, if I got into my car and had to choke a chicken out, that is just a meal that I'm gonna have that night.
Candy. You gonna eat the chicken that you kill?
If I have to fight a chicken every single day, yeah, I'm eating you tonight.
This chicken came from Purdue Farms.
They have antibiotic-free chicken.
They're all living. They're walking on each other, all dead and rotten on the ground.
But, fight a gorilla. I'm not gonna come out of the first fight alive. So it's like
It's the last one.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the chicken.
Choking the chicken every day.
Bro, for sure. Yeah, and then it's a free meal.
A Purdue chicken full of hormones. Would you rather? What the? These are out of this world.
Cry me with it.
Would you rather get possessed by a demon for a week, or have to have horns on your head for the rest of your life?
Oh, give me the demon.
Honestly, I feel like Have you ever done mushrooms?
I thought you were gonna say. So I've never been possessed before,
But I've heard. I've heard. So
Jeez.
personally, I've never been possessed, but I have heard some good things. I was gonna say, I feel like that could be on the scope of a mushroom trip.
No, I've.
Have you done mushrooms?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. Anyone who's done mushrooms, can you tap in and tell us what it's like?
I want to do an ayahuasca trip though, but like with like a medicine man in a different country. I wouldn't do it here.
I wanted to do like a mushroom tea, like
So
experience.
Someone said, Brian, you didn't specify what size of a chicken it has to be.
Big cock. A big cock.
Honestly, I don't care if the chicken was the same size as the gorilla. I'm still fighting the chicken.
What?
I'm still fighting
One
the
hook
chicken.
with the talon, you're dead. Pat.
Chickens have talons?
Big claws. Big nails.
Yeah, I guess if it was a more life-size chicken, that makes sense.
Pat, you know what I forgot about?
What's up?
Our whole list of topics that we had written down.
Yeah, literally.
Where is that?
In our shared note?
Our shared note. Where is that?
I got it up right here.
Streaming. Okay.
Yeah, it says
my God.
streaming at the
Oh
top.
my God.
So I know the first post that I put of this says weekly on Thursdays. I will say that this upcoming Thursday I will be in New Orleans. I am probably gonna try and go live on like in between my layover flights.
Go live while you're there. In
Yeah.
the hotel room.
Or I'll go I'm flying Thursday, so I can either go
Do it in
live.
the morning.
Yeah, my layover, or I'll just go live Friday night with my brother, who's a tanner, more handsome version of me. So you guys will enjoy that. So, and then when I get back from New Orleans on that Thursday, Shaylee should be back.
I'll be here
You'll be
if they want. What did he say?
okay.
Last time I took mushies, I can't read that from here. I'm too.
Last time I took mushies, I stacked them. So basically, just ate a little at a time, and it was so much fun. Just silly. Everything was bright and fun. The stars were wild too.
How many? What is it? Milligrams? Is it? Like
Yeah, I don't really know.
ounces. Like, what do we? How do we measure a dose?
I
they say micro
heard
dose.
that they grow out of cow shit, and that kind of was just like
That kind of deterred me.
how, like, do they have protein or
Like,
no.
they good for you?
I mean, I doubt they're good for you.
That's a sperm. What's a sperm?
I think Spurs a sports team, maybe. I don't know.
Spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Pat,
Yes.
maybe you should open your notes app.
I got it up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I'm ready.
But Jake, I think I've lived these last 31 years not experiencing mushrooms, and I think I'm okay going the next 31 years without doing it. Maybe. We'll see if my mind changes.
Yeah, I will say that when I am in my rocking chair days, which I addressed earlier, and I
You
don't
think
have
you're gonna regret not doing it?
No. I'm not gonna have a sober moment on my rocking chair days.
Oh, you're gonna be fucked up the whole time.
Oh my god.
You're gonna be.
If my kids are grown, they're in different countries, like
That's when those are your drug times.
Absolutely. If I'm just sitting there on my porch and I'm in my 90s and nothing barely works besides my mind, yeah, I'm gonna take some shit and I'm gonna just.
That's actually a good point, because I honestly get FOMO about mushrooms, because I'm so scared to do
I'm
it.
gonna do them later in life for sure.
But I know that going into it, do it with a bad mindset is one of the worst things that you can do. I've heard. If you're
Yeah, for sure.
anxious, really scared, I've heard that that'll just ruin it no matter what. Nothing you can do to fix that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Do you ever?
Of course, I got them up. It's a long list.
I don't know if we should jump right into that first one.
All right, mind you guys, this is the first live we've ever done. This was mainly to increase business sales, but I can see after an hour and a half, it's probably going to decrease business sales.
No, it's not. You're showing your face.
It's so funny.
You need to put your personality on your platforms.
Yeah, it's great. And the people that have tuned in, I really appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Pat, why don't you discuss one of these topics?
All right,
I'm
let's
gonna
see.
let you. This is your platform.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you bring something to the table.
Well, let's do the most pertinent thing that I feel like is in the media these days. I will say, if you're involved in anything that's online, you have the possibility and probability of going viral, of your life changing overnight, whether it's you gaining followers or whatever. And most recently, I feel like the most pertinent person in the media was the Hawk Tuah girl. And, I think that the reason why she went so viral is because so many men could kind of empathize and understand with what she was saying. Do you feel like women could understand and empathize with what she was saying?
I had to do a little research on her because obviously I saw the video, but I wanted to know how old this girl was. Okay. I wanted to know,
how old is she?
She's 21, maybe. I don't even think she's 21. She was 20.
Okay.
So this girl lived in the South somewhere. I don't even know where that originally was, but this is some 20-year-old Southern chick's perspective. And of course it was probably a joke. But she learned it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Porn. And she learned it somewhere, and it almost hurts us.
Okay.
Although I have spoken to men whose take on it was what? He's like, if a girl ever did that to me, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Hawk a loogie on me.
Well, I don't think she was saying literally hawking a loogie. It was just more of
give him what he wants.
Yeah, just make it not so dry. I don't know. Maybe that's what she was saying. But I don't think it's.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe girls do that in private, and that's fine if your man likes that. But I don't want to set the standard for women.
But if we're being honest, right? So let's go down to a deeper level. Her
overnight success, does everyone feel that it was propelled by men or women?
Come on, men were sharing that. Come on.
You know, so
Men were
I
sharing
mean,
that.
to a degree, it's kind of because men understand that. But why don't we go even further and flip the script, right? If a man was on camera and he said, all you have to do is hawk two and spit on that thing, do you think that women would be
That would create an uproar for women to chime in and correct this behavior.
okay? Okay, so it's okay for a woman to hawk two, but for a man to hawk two is not.
See, this is where the whiteboards would come in if I could draw.
Yeah, draw, please.
Can you draw?
I could try.
Can you draw us a vaginal exam? A diagram?
Okay.
So just give us a little, just so we can educate
I'm really not good at drawing. But I feel like
physioanatomy.
I feel like it should be the long way though, right?
Sure.
Okay.
You've seen a lot of long ones?
Yeah.
Regarding the Haktua comment, I think that's perfectly fine for a man. But as a woman, oh wow.
I went the long way and I'm drawing this little picture.
Yo, you got a whole whiteboard. As a woman, our anatomy's different. I'm going to speak for myself and other women that I know. It's a very sensitive thing, and the way we are built and our anatomy is wired, our urethra is very close to our vaginal opening.
I can't do it. I can't draw it.
Okay, this is his vagina so far, by the way.
It looks like a fucking fucked up eggplant.
Give me that. You're so close. Clitoris.
Oh yeah, I didn't finish.
Urethra is like right around here.
Okay.
And then vagina, right there. These are the labias. You spit in there. We went out to dinner for.
That's a long.
I don't know what all that is, but you spit in there. We went out to dinner for a ribeye and some asparagus, and then we got dessert. You're spitting creme brulee right in there. You're spitting the creme brulee and your Tito's and soda right in there.
Okay.
And
So it's
guess
different.
what happens?
You get a
UTI, a yeast infection. So men, if you could just keep the spitting to a minimal. Did you want to finish your artiste?
Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I'm actually going to finish this. I'm gonna finish
Jake said,
this.
That's a healthy labia, bro.
yeah. I don't know what that extra stuff was.
Are
but-
those legs?
No, wait. I gotta finish the
You got
drawing.
legs. It's a penguin.
No, it's.
Anyways, if we could just keep the spitting to a minimal, unless you're gonna brush your teeth and rinse your mouth out and all that. But yeah, as a woman, our anatomy is just not designed. Spit is full of bacteria and it's
What?
full of bacteria.
So funny.
That's plankton. And the chum bucket. And we turn into the chum bucket when you spit your
Yeah.
creme brulee in it.
Interesting.
So yeah, just
So
putting it out
mention-
there for all the women, stop spitting on us because it results in month-long infections that send us to the hospital and we get time out of work and it's just inconvenient. So if you could just go buy like a nice KY for her. No essential oils, no scent, just water-based,
Organic.
organic. Don't spit. Keep spit to yourself. Thank you.
Wow, that was deep. So basically, if you're a man could never go viral for saying something like that, and it would be viral in a very bad way.
Yeah, because they'd be like, you don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck you're talking about. It goes clitoris, urethra, vaginal opening, and it's a disaster in there when it comes to saliva. So just clean it up, guys. What's the next note? Next note. Moving on.
Wow, I almost just ended that on accident. It's weird to be going back and forth between all these things, but it's still so great. Looks like an almond. You guys are great. I did eat mushrooms.
So you'd
when-
rather have... Yes, I would rather have diarrhea.
Yeah, I think that as a man, having any
But
kind
you know
of
what? Women don't
infection in your-
educate. Women don't educate men either. I don't expect you guys to know everything. We don't expect men to know everything, but I let men do things way too long in the bedroom that I shouldn't have allowed. That now I'm like we don't
Why
even...
would I do that?
Why would I do that? And now we're talking about that over dinner. What did you say?
I would. Yeah, we're talking about that over
I
dinner.
would. We're
Right.
talking about that over dinner.
Over dinner.
I just want to say, hey, if we leave this restaurant together, I just want you to know no spitting is allowed permitted on my body.
Damn.
No spitting is permitted.
Yeah, I feel like things should be addressed more on the first date.
100%.
I feel like so many people are so timid to kind of show who they are or just kind of, I don't know, be themselves. And then if a woman, I mean, women hold the keys to sexual access. So if a woman kind of gives you the opportunity to come home with her, you know, it's
Do the right
whoever
thing.
you were at dinner. Let's hope it was a good guy.
Remain that guy.
You go back like that, you wake up like that, you know.
That would be nice.
But yeah, don't say at dinner that you don't spit and then you do end up spitting.
Now, what about this next? What about that next one after women's vaginal health?
Yeah, because yeah,
We got to
I
bring the
think you
boys
already-
in too.
I think you already advocated for that.
We
you know,
did.
I think what you should do is you should become a women's vaginal health activist, and you should start protesting, and you should go.
I'm gonna be a vagina for Halloween.
I was gonna say
A healthy labia.
I was gonna, yeah, no, I'll make the costume. I was gonna say you could go on the highway and stand in
Just-
front of a bunch of cars and be like, and just advocate for it. You know,
Yeah, 100%. I'll hold up pictures of vaginas rather than what these people are
the
doing.
fucking climate change. And stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'll hold up pictures of vaginas so they know.
Do you I think I mean it kind of to that point, you know, people who are like protesting, which like I'm all for, but if you're ever in front of my car on the way to somewhere that I need to be and you're just inconveniencing like the average person, stopping all of traffic to prove a point, it's like take it somewhere where like it's actually going to matter. Like we got to get to work,
Right,
you know.
I'm not trying to read while I drive.
That's how accidents happen. Clunk.
Right, that's why you just gotta hold up pictures, like billboards.
I don't
That next one there says micro penises. You know what? This is way deeper than you think I'm gonna go with it, but I think that seed oils and marijuana, and if you don't use it, you lose it attitude, is part of the reason why we have micro penises in today's society.
through a form of epigenetics or what you're born with.
Exposure
Oh, okay, so like what you're born with kind of
and not.
shrinks like a raisin eventually.
Yeah, I think exposure to your environments, what kind of life you live, like. I just don't think like I think there are men out there, yes, genetically they are born with smaller anatomy. No shame. But I think what you put into your body can also make or break that. You know, if you're overweight, that automatically makes your penis look smaller. Right?
Yeah, it looks smaller. I don't know if it is or not, but
But it's less usable as well. So
yeah,
overall,
you
you're
can't
hurting yourself by being unhealthy and overweight.
yeah, and you can't see it as well either.
Exactly.
Damn, I couldn't imagine not seeing it.
It's like
There was a point in my life where I think it was getting there.
you had a belly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The way you carry yourself, what you put into your body, I think that micro penises are a generational thing though. They're a generational.
The way you say it so fucking nonchalant.
I think micro penises are a generational thing that we're dealing with. I don't think that our parents' generation.
You don't think that they existed? All right,
I
someone,
think that's a 2000s.
someone in
thing.
the comments, if you were of an
Our micro penises a
older
generational
generation, did you ever see any micro penises ever?
Thing. I
We
think
need
it's
to
an
know.
our generation thing
Yeah, we need to know.
because men are doing less.
That is.
They're doing less. I'm
that
talking
is-
like caveman style here. Like
that is kind of true too because they just a new stat came out that a man's handshake is a lot firmer is less firmer than it was
today.
like years ago.
Yes.
So it's you know
There's
less of a
something-
handshake, less of a
That it goes right down to testosterone,
yeah.
masculinity, and everything in our air.
Yeah,
our
get some Howl
food,
Boost. If you guys need to boost your tea, get some Howl Boost. We get everything that you need.
Everything in our air, our water, our food is anti-healthy hormones.
Oh, everything in our environment is
Killing our hormones.
perpetually trying to kill us. I mean, even when we die, the reason that we decay is because the bacteria on our skin finally won.
Right.
And it's able to be like, great.
Right. Because
So-
we were poisoning it for so
Yeah,
long.
everything in your environment is actively and always trying to kill you, so you do everything to try and either kill it back or someone just
Guys,
they just fucking start dosing themselves in
if you want
alcohol and Lysol.
a bigger penis, stop eating seed oils and
Listen.
start lifting weights.
Don't listen to her.
if you want a bigger penis, go to Pornhub right now, click on one video, and over to the right,
There'll be a link.
there is going to be a link to enlarge your penis. Click on that link, and if you're afraid to do that, I don't know what to tell you.
That's it. That's your only hope.
Take whatever they're selling you. Do not.
But do cut out seed oils if you can, if you can manage. But I just want to say, like, not shitting on the guys with the small dick. Like, I want to say, you hold it down. I met some nice men, treat you like a king in the moment, but I just you deserve respect.
Yeah, I mean, respect should always be at
Baseline.
the forefront.
Baseline.
It's not someone's fault. It's their anatomy. If it's a result of you not taking care of yourself, then that's a completely different issue and problem. Problem.
Is that mezcal kicking in?
No, that was just my
So, yeah, we don't want to demonize anyone with smaller anatomy because it could be genetic, but most of the time it's your environment, and you can make that thing grow if you think hard enough. Get some good ideas going.
Fucking Pinocchio.
Get the blood.
Tell a lie.
Tell lies. What do we have here? Identity crisis for people to attach to. What's that?
I have no idea. So Shaylee and I made this giant list of things, and there's probably 50 things on here of things that we think are kind of pertinent in
I want to talk about beauty standards for women
the media in the world. Yes, please do.
while we're on the topic of bodies.
I don't know much about this.
Bodies,
but,
and
you
well,
know.
you do because you consume it. When you consume it every day.
Okay.
Relax.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
When you open up your social media, like I know you're very particular about your algorithms, but you can't.
Everyone go to my social media right now and look at how many people I'm following. First off.
Okay, but let's say. Maybe
but I
not-
will
maybe
say
not
that
now.
there was a point in time where I definitely understand what you're saying.
You open up your
Yeah.
For You page, and what is it? Tell me what it was at that point in your life. Tell me what it was.
I would assume that it made females feel like comparison is the thief of joy.
Maybe.
You know.
But I think what we're consuming, including me,
Yeah.
is big boobs. No, not big boobs. Fake breasts.
Okay.
Facial work as like injections and Botox and fillers and anything to keep you youthful and young because that's what we want. We don't want to age, right? Aging is ugly and bad.
Yeah.
The perfect body, the big butt, not too big, not too small, perfect.
Yeah.
The perfect butt, perfect legs, manicured nails, the pedicure, the perfect hair, teeth, makeup, skin, hair, like it goes on and on and on.
Do you feel? I'm a deep person. Do you feel like women, coming from someone who's worn a lot of different hats? I've worked in industries where I've had women come into the business and they could be in their 60s and they'll be like, I gave my husband everything for the past 40 years and he just left me for a 25-year-old. And they're moving here. So do you feel like that's an unfortunate thing in society, or do you think women kind of like put them on themselves so they don't fall prey to something like that? You know, it's a weird
both.
dichotomy, right?
I think it's both. I think women, we want to do everything in our power to, some of us, we want to do everything in our power to look a certain way, uphold a certain standard, be a certain level of attractive and whatever it may be. And that may go as far as needles and knives and cutting yourself open to make yourself look better. Quite literally.
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't prevent your husband or boyfriend or whatever from leaving you or
it's true.
from having a wandering eye, from wanting something different.
It's probably deeper than that to a degree.
Of course.
For sure.
I don't think that making life-altering decisions about your body and the way that you look is going to keep that person. I think doing
they're probably going to leave regardless. Yeah,
doing the inner work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Doing the inner work is really where it's at, and that goes for men too. Are we getting comments?
Personality and character over any body type.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's doing the inner work. I've never been more comfortable in my skin at this point in my life, and I'm still like, oh God, like what would it be like to have a nice full C cup? Why do I think that way? There's nothing wrong with my boobs, but everywhere I look, makes me feel that way. I'm not skinny enough, my boobs aren't big enough. That's how women are. But if you just do the inner work and you can be comfortable in your own skin and you can understand that there's only one of you and that's beautiful and that's okay. We don't need to be cutting ourselves open to keep a man, because if that's what it takes to keep a man, that shouldn't be the kind of guy you want. We can go all day.
So what do you think about fat models?
I mean, what are they modeling? They can model whatever they want.
I'm saying, so, like, I agree with, like, what you're saying, but what about to a degree of a woman who, you know, let herself go and she's kind of in a place where she's not taking care of herself, and I don't want to say there's a reason that she's not comfortable in her own skin, but there is a reason for it, right? Where she's overweight, she hasn't been taking care of herself, like her priorities aren't straight. She's not, you know, she's feeling down. It's like, should that person also kind of feel the same way? Or should...
Are you saying their partner?
Yeah, I mean, like, could you understand why someone's partner who has, you know, given... I mean, men and women are so different.
Men are wired different. Men are wired for visuals. They are. Well, you guys are wired for visuals. Women need connection. You know, this I see this dynamic a lot in relationships where the guy's like, oh man, you know, my girl's not putting out. We're not sleeping together. We're not having sex. And then the girl's talking to her friends. He won't talk to me. He won't open up. We don't communicate. We're two passing ships. If he would just talk to me and tell me how he's feeling, or sit with me and give me some quality time, it would make me connect to him and want to do that, have sex with him. But guys are just like, she's just, some guys, I don't want to say guys, she's just not putting out, we're just not having sex, she, you know, she has all the control there, and it's making them stonewall each other because they're having the same experience but different issues. It's just a matter of communicating.
For sure.
Like, hey, I can't just have sex with you because it's not utility for women. Sex is not a utility thing for most women. Men are born and bred to, like, quite frankly, ejaculate.
Yeah, want to procreate.
You want to procreate.
Yeah.
You literally have juices in you that are designed to come out. Whether or not you're having sex, whether or not you have a partner, it's coming out of you no matter what you want. No matter what you do. Women aren't designed like that.
Like, even if you dream right, you know?
Women aren't designed like that. We literally have a little window of time where our body's like, the egg is coming. The egg is coming. We must find a mate. And it's like 2 seconds out of the year, out of the month. Men are just designed to just blow off a load and be like, whew, feel better. Women are like, this little egg is so sacred and it belongs to one person. And guys are just like, my girl won't suck my dick. And we're like, my little egg, you know, we couldn't have more opposite experiences. We're having the human experience, but male and female is so different.
Yeah, so different.
So what I forgot. Oh, you were saying, like, when guys like step out on their girls, when they're like,
I don't even know if I was saying that.
Well, I was getting there.
Yeah.
When a woman is overweight or doesn't take care of herself, I can see if a man is really intuitive and into his well-being and his health. If your girlfriend or wife is not following suit, that lifestyle that you maybe originally started together, and she's resistant to getting back on track, I don't blame men for looking the other direction and not wanting to blow up their whole life. They have kids. They don't want to divorce and move out, like, so they commit a crime.
Yeah, women do. I mean, if your man started acting a complete opposite way from when you met him, and he wasn't providing as much, or he wasn't listening as much, it's like, it's gonna happen. You know, you fall in love with the person for who they are, and inherently a relationship makes people lazy. Whereas you start dating someone and they become your everything, and as a man, you want to spend all your time with this woman, and women tend to start to, you know, want to be by their man's side, and they start spending all the time together, avoiding the gym, avoiding healthy meals. It feels good to stay in and stay up all night. I mean, like, we've all been there, you know?
Yeah, there's that healthy weight gain in the beginning of a relationship when everything's great.
Like, it's very normal, but what you lose track of
Where's
is
the line?
What you fell in love with to begin with. Like, if a woman was attracted to me because I'm a go-getter, I get shit done, I go to the gym, I eat healthy, I do this and do that, and then 6 months in, I had gained 20 pounds.
And all that stopped.
And I stopped doing my business work, and she's like, what the... Like, you know, like we're kind of so involved in each other, but once that ends, what she's left with is the fact that I'm not living up to my fullest potential. And then people start looking the other way. So you have to have self-respect and self-avocation and just continue
It's
to
just consistency.
yeah, take
in
care
who
of
you
yourself.
began in the relation, who you were when you started the relationship.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Or, if you weren't much in the beginning and someone gave you a chance, then
That's
use this
also great.
as
Like,
an opportunity to fucking become better, you know?
who's the famous fighter whose girlfriend stayed with him from like day one, and he was a nobody.
Oh, Conor McGregor?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a nobody. She was with him.
Yeah. And they're going to the fucking craziest shit together. And
Right.
they're on yachts
Those-
all the time.
That
and-
can happen, but most of the time, women don't have the patience to stick with a guy that's not consistent to where he was when you began.
Yeah, that's deep.
Shit's deep.
Yeah, and as a man, you have to uphold that standard and you have to continue to try and build. If not, you're going to lose that woman. It's very unfortunate, you know.
Undoubtedly gonna lose
Yeah,
it.
it's an unfortunate world that we live in. We're living in a matriarchal society where I just think that the divine feminine has kind of gained a lot more traction. And, if you put a woman on the side, like, prime example, you don't see many homeless women.
Not often, no.
It's
Not nearly as much as men.
It's mostly men. Like, women hold a good amount of the power and accessibility. And there are a lot of frustrated men out there who can't get women. And I mean, that's a man's like goal in life, like find someone to settle down with. And there's all these like stigmas right now, and it's
Is that a man's goal?
to find a woman. Yeah,
Like-
I think to find a woman to
Genetically, right?
like to provide. I mean, intrinsically, like men are, yeah, in our privileged society that we live in, it's gone very astray from traditional like masculine and feminine roles, where I think traditionally like a man is supposed to protect and provide, but it's kind of gone very south, But I think a man's goal is to find someone to, I mean, are we gonna get into the monogamy type of thing where?
I mean, genetically, like, we are designed to,
Yeah, I
to
think-
procreate.
I think genetically, men in general are designed to not be monogamous with our bodies
Like,
and
the
our
seed is meant to be spread.
yeah, like our biology, we're not meant to be monogamous, and that's just a fact, right? But the fact that we're conscious beings who are forever evolving and continue to evolve, the fact that we can even step into the mind frame of settling down with one person forever, that's just your consciousness expanding. So I understand that it's a constant battle between your biology and your consciousness, but that's why we're here, to grow and to not just be like,
We don't have to keep repeating history.
yeah, or just like base beings, because if we act off of our instincts, everyone would just be fighting and killing each other, So there is a degree of we're trying to expand our consciousness.
We're evolving.
Yeah. So ideally, I think a man's
Goal.
goal is to find a woman to settle down with, protect him, and provide for. And that's not every man, but a lot of men don't meet the right woman, and it's difficult. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get this money for the rent.
I would like to think that that's the truth about men, but
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know if our generation really thinks that way anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Settle, like, on the topic of monogamy. Like, I just feel like that's not super prevalent anymore.
Yeah. I mean, in different parts of the world, it is a lot different.
It's normal though.
Like, men have multiple wives, and it's a lot different. And I would have a completely different outlook if I was born in a different hemisphere. It's tough. I don't really know what formula works. I will say that the Western world, everything's kind of fucked up right now. So I don't know if it's good or not, But
What's really good and what's really bad anyway?
I mean, we could kind of get to the note of like 50-50 in relationships and masculine and feminine roles as a whole, if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I actually recently, well, I know we had this conversation, but I recently kind of like brought this up to my boyfriend, and like, I've been in my masculine for a long time.
Okay.
running a business, living by myself.
So do you think that's hard for women to admit?
Yes.
What you just said was, I'm embodying my masculine.
Yeah, that's
and I
hard.
did this and I did that. It is hard to admit, right? Because
I don't want to be there, but like
yeah,
we live in a society where it's like frowned upon for women to still like be home and doing nothing and cleaning the house and cooking and whatever, like, because like we're not all having kids. We're not all women are having kids, so it's like, well, why should a man take care of everything if you're not doing the old traditional thing that women were doing, which was barefoot at home and pregnant and with
yeah,
2.5
holding it down, yeah,
2.5 children holding down the fort while he's out making the bread. Like, I just think like there's those gender roles still play a part.
yeah,
They still play a part. I don't think that, like, because just because I don't have a kid doesn't mean that I'm not doing the majority of the cooking, cleaning,
yeah,
and like giving a man your energy at the end of the day, like sexually. Like, I have to still have that energy stored in my body, but how do you expect that from me if I've worked a 10-hour day, ran my business, I'm in a band, sang in my band for money? I don't do it for free. Been doing it for 13 years.
yeah,
So running 2 businesses, living by myself, having pets, and also feeding you, washing your clothes, cleaning the house, and then at the end of the day, like, you want to give that to your man, but it's like, I'm spent.
yeah. And you can't give it to your man because you spent your entire day embodying a masculine frame, where as a man spent all day embodying his masculine frame, and then when he wants sex, it's because it's not an emotional thing to him.
It's utility.
It's just something that he wants to do. So the way that society is so unnatural right now.
Right.
Where I understand that, I understand, like, being at home with kids is fucking probably,
The hardest thing a woman could ever do.
it's very difficult, and it's full time, and it's just, Brian, it's hard to find someone that wants to settle down and have a long lasting relationship. Yeah, it's, Brian, I don't know if you live in America. I'm guessing you do. In the Western world, this world is, the Western
we're
world
screwed.
is it's very tough right now. Masculine and female roles are kind of all over the place. Traditional masculinity is, I think, under attack in general. Like, if you're a masculine man, like in the media or just by everyone around you, you just kind of get put down, and that's just. I'm about to go on a rant.
I don't want to shit on anyone because there's a lot of men that are in their feminine, like
Yeah.
women are out here making 6 figures and paying all the
But
bills.
don't you find that annoying?
There's a little part of me, yeah.
Okay, so let's break it down, right? So, as I'm gonna, for a second, not because of my ego, just for the story,
Okay.
I'm gonna call myself a high value man,
Okay.
right? If I were to meet a high value woman who was trying to do everything that I'm doing, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of weird for me. And her instinctual thing would be to like, well, does it intimidate you? And I would be like, it actually kind of annoys me.
Yeah, it's a constant dick measuring contest, and I don't want to we all,
Right?
like, you have a vagina and a penis, I have a penis and a vagina. I don't ever want to whip my dick out. You don't want to show me your pussy.
Exactly. And just
I don't wanna
on
whip
the
my dick
opposite,
out.
and on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? So, like, let's get off the hyper masculine. Let's say as a woman, you're hyper feminine, and your man starts acting super flamboyant and feminine.
I'm turned off.
Exactly.
I'm turned off. I
It's
want a
annoying.
guy.
So-
I want a guy boots on the ground. Like, hey, see you at dinner tonight. We're going to make us money. Like, out
Yeah.
there, hustling. And I do have a boyfriend, and I know he's watching this. And I'm not. This is not. This you do embody this if you're listening. Love you, baby. You do embody this, but like, currently, I still am working like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say dog, but I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm working, and that's fine. I want to work. I want to have my business. I like what I do, but I want to enjoy the other parts of my life too. I don't want to get home exhausted and give
Yeah.
that extra energy. So, I
can break it down in a way that's super easy for people.
let's hear it.
Okay. So, all right. So you have 2 people. They're working the same amount. Like, let's say you work 40, he works 40, right? Whoever's making more money out of that
whether it be because they're more educated or they get a better job. If you're making more money, then you should be contributing more in general. That's just a fact of life.
Man or woman.
Yeah. Man or woman. If you're making more money, there is no reason why you shouldn't be contributing more. That's your partner. You're supposed to hold them down. You should be contributing, right? So that's like, that kind of, like right off rip, evens the playing field, right? Like you have more income, you're my partner, like you're my spouse. If our rent's 100, if I rent 1,000 a month, which people are like, I fucking wish it was 1,000 a month, right?
Not around here.
And your man's making 100K and you're making 60, you know,
It shouldn't be 50-50.
He should be contributing more in general, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is kind of the idea of protection for sex. Because a lot of men who love a woman like kind of get into a relationship and they think that they buy all these nice things in order to get a woman's sex and sex out of them. But I think inherently, like when a woman settles down with a man in general, I'm hoping it's because they think that a man would lay their life down for them, right? Whereas like men throughout history for the past, I mean, I could go back 200, I mean, like we could go back to, I think it was like 1912 was when the Titanic went down, and all
Women and children.
women and children left and men stayed on the
And drowned and froze their asses
Titanic
off.
and died. So it's men intrinsically are constantly in a battle from society when they have a woman, and that is just something a woman will never understand. If your boyfriend meets me, the minute he sees me, the first thing he's going to say in his mind is, can I take him, yes or no? That's just how men operate. That's just how we do. No matter who you meet as a man, and I respect it.
That's hilarious. Because it's true. It's
that's
so
exactly how men operate. So when you're with someone, like again, so the money thing out of the way, as a man, it kind of makes it an uneven balance, because as a man, when it comes down to it, you're supposed to put your life on the line for your woman. If someone breaks into your house, you're not going to look to your girl and be like, you should go check that out. You have to put yourself on the line.
Nope.
Now, there really isn't something for a man that could replace that from a woman. So we replace that where if I'm going to do that for you, then I want sex.
Yeah.
Right?
Exchanging of energies.
Exactly. But society is so fucked up that men think that if they do all these things, that they should get sex out of a woman. And then it makes this like
it's the intent behind what they're doing.
For sure.
What's the intent? What's the goal? You know, what's the intent? Is it because it's just born and bred in you to want to provide, protect, and serve and whatever?
But that's not the majority of men anymore.
No, it's the intent behind it is literally to come.
Yeah.
And to say you did it with that one.
Yeah.
Say it louder for the boys in the back.
Yeah. It's tough. So again, back to the money.
So if whoever in the relationship,
whoever's making more money should be contributing more, right? And then there becomes a value of protection for sex. But then again, it's kind of like if you look at an armed guard at a bank, and I'm gonna advocate for women at this point, right? If you look at an armed guard on a bank, right? His job is very important. It could get robbed today. Does that make his job any less valuable? But you can't really use it as a current argument where, hey, I'm going to protect you in this world, so have sex with me all the time. So it becomes where a man, I don't know if it's more of a financial contribution or like what it is. So I honestly haven't figured that one out yet, because there may come a time where a man has to lay his life down, but you can't really put a price on that. But you can't like dangle that as
forever.
Like as a thing where,
what are the chances that?
What if someone breaks into the house and because of that, because I would risk my life for you, I need you to do X, Y, Z. It
doesn't work like that.
It's a weird dichotomy,
it's
right?
It's just the same thing as women saying, well, I had your children, so you have to. Like, that's not valid either.
It's a weird dichotomy. I get it. So that becomes kind of null and void to a degree, right? So back to the money thing, cool. And then it's a time thing, right? Where, so I addressed 40-40 and a man's making more money and she's making less. But what if in a world where I only work 20 hours, right? And in my 20 hours, I make more than your 40.
Now what do we do? Because I have a bunch of extra free time where I could be doing these domesticated things, right?
But I'm working 40 hours.
So it's like, where does the balance come into play there? It's tough. And the best thing that you can do is sit down with your partner and figure it out. And if you're in a relationship where a woman is working 20 hours and making way more than her man who's working 40 hours, it's just an unnatural balance to begin with. Because then as a woman who's working 20, like, was making all this money, and you're like, damn, should I embody my feminine? Do I have to, like, make all this money and, like, pay for all these bills and still cook and clean and
Right.
do all this stuff?
That's why there needs to be a balance.
And then as a man, where if you're working 20 and she's working 40 and you're like, shit, I don't want to cook and clean either, you know? So you have to fine tune these things and to a literal T.
Although I'd like to say, like, if I'm in a relationship with a guy and he's doing great, maybe making more money than me, I'm still working, I have my own income, God forbid something happens to him.
Yeah.
I'm holding it down. I'm going to go work more. I'm going to go, make more money. I'm going to stay busy.
Do you think you would do that, though?
Yes. I 100% would.
Do you think the majority of women would?
It depends on how you feel about your guy. It really all comes down to how you feel about them.
I said this on a different podcast, and the sad reality of the world is that as a man, your one goal here is to protect and provide. Well, two goals, right? And the sad reality that we live in is the minute that you're born as a man, you sign on a dotted line that if you're not able to protect and provide, that people are probably going to leave you. So
what do you bring to? We want to know what each other bring to the table. You
But
want to know what a woman brings to the table.
But if it's ever a moment where a man can no longer protect and provide, how long would the average woman really want to sustain doing all that?
Well, I've experienced it, and I can say for sure, like it that was one of the shorter.
It has a time
it was one of my
limit.
shorter relationships.
Yeah, it has a time
But
limit.
when you bring nothing to the table, what's Brian saying?
He said, but what if you put it this way? A woman's working because she wants to work, and then all she asks is for the man to stay home and watch the children because she doesn't mind being the breadwinner.
I don't think that's... Okay, listen. The universe works in dualities. Masculine doesn't complement masculine, and feminine doesn't complement feminine, right? If your girl is the breadwinner, she's embodying her hyper-masculine, she's a go-getter, and she's getting it done, then accept the fact that she's embodying her masculine. And if you're just kind of chilling, sitting at home and not doing much and taking care of the kids, I mean, I don't even want to say not doing much, right? Like,
Kids are a full-time job.
Yeah, like but you're embodying more of a feminine nature. You have to understand that in general, the masculine is more of a demanding, if I say this, it goes. Like, if your woman comes home from work and she says some shit, you kind of got to be like, okay, well, she's in charge. She pays all the bills. She does this.
Yeah,
like,
when there's a financial...
I have to rely on this person. So to a degree,
power differential.
if there's a financial responsibility, then, I kind of have to agree to what they say. And if I don't, then I got to get out of it. But the issue is that we live in a world where you'll get a hyper-masculine woman with a man who's kind of sitting around doing nothing, but he'll act like he's the big dog. And the truth of the matter is you're not the big dog.
That's the problem with
You don't have
today's society.
You don't have anything going for you. You don't like a lot of men that listen to someone like Andrew Tate. Tate is speaking to men who actually have shit going for them. Don't be sitting on your couch and your woman had just worked a 40-hour week and she comes home and you've just been sitting around all day doing fuck all and you're being a waste bucket and you're like, where's my coffee? Where's my meal? Your woman is embodying the masculine. She's the breadwinner. Have that dinner ready for her when she gets home because that's your fucking role. Like, don't fall prey to something that someone says about the masculine frame when you're not being masculine.
Right. As a woman, I want to say, like, to men who think it's feminine or makes you a pussy or a bitch to serve your woman if she's working, and if there's a power differential with a financial difference or workload difference, like, it does not make you a pussy to have dinner ready for your girlfriend.
You still have to find the balance in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are both working 40 hours a week and for some reason your man gets out early on a Friday, he should have dinner ready for you.
Figure it out.
I
I
don't
don't want to
know.
think about it.
I don't, and even to a degree, if like let's say he was paying for more in general, great, right? But then it becomes more of a convenience thing where okay, I'm out early. I know I'm paying for more, but I'm still a human being. It makes sense that I could have dinner ready.
100%.
You
Doesn't
know,
make you
so
a pussy because you
yeah,
had dinner
it's
ready. Like,
but if you have clear roles as a man and a woman, whereas like as a man, if you're the breadwinner and your girl's staying at home taking care of the kids, doing this and doing that, then embody that to its fullest degree. Like make sure that you're paying for everything, you're providing, you're still being a man, and make sure that like your woman is doing her job too. Like you don't want to come home to your kids with fucking full diapers, no food on the table. Like it's a full-time job in and of itself too. And to provide for someone is like, yeah, don't be gold dug. Like don't fall prey to that. Like if you're paying for everything and your woman is not putting out, she's barely
not
fucking talking
not
to you.
reciprocating.
Yeah, like you like don't. Yeah, it's very difficult.
There should be an even energy exchange. If a guy is going to pay for everything, like, and it's a genuine connection, you're not just like being used. Your woman should be 100%. If your relationship is good, I understand there's nuance to everything. I'm not talking about sugar daddy situation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a genuine relationship where this is the dynamic. Your woman should be pleasing you if you are taking care of everything else.
Someone said that's why most men go to other countries. Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
It is in this day and age, in the Western world, it is hard to date. The girl that I'm dating actually is not from this country. It would be very difficult for me to date a Western woman. Like my girl has value, she has culture. It's hard to speak to someone who thinks that they have plenty of options, which to a degree
We do.
you do. But if you walk around acting like that, again, yeah, that's
It's quality.
Yeah, like,
I
you're not
prefer
gonna
to
keep a
live
man
quality
like
over
that.
quantity.
yeah, it's just not, it's very tough. This world is all about instant gratification, open access. Like you turn on social media or you go on your dating app and it's complete
Swipe.
instant. Well, yeah, for a woman too, but yeah, men it's more of like a fantasy
It's
because
way too accessible for everybody.
yeah, more for women, which is why they're kind of have more of the power right now in the dating world because like you guys hold the key to what we want.
It's
you
true.
know?
Anytime I ask anybody who's on dating apps, like a guy, I'm like, how the match is going? Not good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely blown away because I'm like, I went on 30 dates last year. Like, I'm blown away when they're like, no luck on these apps. And I'm like, really?
Crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting the experience you're having.
Yeah. The dating world for men is a lot more unfortunate than it is for women. And as a man, if you're struggling in the dating world, like you're on dating apps, you're not getting likes or hits, or just in general in your life, you're not really getting much attention. I will say that the only thing that you can probably do is increase your value. And by increasing your value is you exercise, you take care of yourself, you articulate yourself better. You try and do some form of something to make money.
Generate income.
And your pool of dating might even shrink even more, but just know that
Maybe more quality girls.
you're actually weeding out all the bullshit. So you just gotta do the best you can. Try to increase everything about yourself, because if you don't, as a man, you gotta realize you will fade into history unremembered, which is a very sad thing for a man. Again, back to the rocking chair days. You don't want to sit somewhere one day and be like, I didn't do shit with my life.
That's one of the scariest things to me.
I was born a man. I had all these capabilities. I had all this ambition. Like men will fight and die for streets in a gang. Men can get so hyped up together in a war that they'll charge into open gunfire together. It's inside of you to take a hold of your life. Stop giving a fuck about shit that you shouldn't give a shit about. Make better decisions in your business. Make better decisions for your body and for the people around you. It's like, it's inside of you as a man. Embody your masculine. Don't be afraid to. And if you don't want to do that, then completely embody your feminine and let a woman
stop being in this weird limbo.
And shut up. Yeah.
Stop being in the limbo.
Yeah.
That being in that purgatory only fucks with women's heads.
Oh my God.
When you show up masculine at one moment and then feminine in another, And I get it. We all have it in us to be both. There's duality and everything, but you gotta just.
Yeah, but it's supposed to complement, right? Like prime example, I work, like I fucking work, but still, I wake up next to my girl and my newborn son, right? And she was up all night with him the other night. So it's like when I get up and she's done that, and I know she's probably gonna like sleep through the time where she should cook, I'm like, I gotta cook for myself right now, and I'll make a little extra for her. So it's like, again, is that me embodying my feminine? No, it's just me being. It's just me being a decent fucking human being. Where okay, she was like, whereas on the other side, I could be like, okay, I work 16 hours today, I need my sleep, right? I wake up, she's not up yet. Do I wake her up and be like, hey, cook me
breakfast.
Cook me my fucking food? Because so it's like there is a degree where you have to advocate for your person. Now, again, if this were to happen perpetually, that's a different story. But again, I have a newborn, so it's different. So like she's up all the time, I get it. It's different. But again, if you're the breadwinner and you're not getting anything in return, what are you doing?
It's not a partnership.
Yeah, what are you doing? You know,
partnerships are supposed to be mutually beneficial. So, in summary, fucking be in your masculine.
I don't even know where we went with that.
Be in your masculine.
But it was great though. A lot of clippable moments.
Let your girl be in her feminine, because there's no worse place to be than in your masculine when you're a woman. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, but so many women enjoy that these days. And like I don't know if it's not having a proper masculine figure growing up or
yeah, we do. We got our daddy issues out here.
Yeah,
we get the daddy issues.
Yeah, it's like you want to kind of like embody something that like you didn't have, and I get it too. And it's all about like safety and stability these days, because at any point in time, this society could go to complete shit.
It already is.
But what women don't understand is that the reason why you're behaving like this is because you're trying to get some form of safety in a world that it's completely unsafe, where as if there was nuclear warfare tomorrow and everything went to complete shit and everything was eradicated, electronics, food sources, women would start embodying their feminine and men would go out and try and find the food,
right,
and protect them and provide. So it's you're kind of building a persona off of a false basis, and you kind
I read something today, like same thing, same vibe. It was like women maintain their masculine not because they want to, but because we have a lack of trust.
Yeah.
In our not our partners, but
yeah,
in
no,
the,
men
in
in
the, in the
yeah,
masculine.
no, men in general. Yeah, no.
We have a lack of trust.
I will say that like men in general these days, it's a lot different, and it's because there was a shift where the men were in charge, and now
we don't know who the fuck's in charge.
And now it's switching, and there's just going to be a readjustment period. And I'm not even saying as far as like expanding consciousness where like men can't start embodying their feminine. Okay, I can understand that. Is it natural? I don't know that it is. Like we're born with all the characteristics and the instincts to want to be go-getters. We're physically built for it. We can fight. We can defend. So to kind of go against that, it's like one day you might wake up and be like, what the fuck have I been doing this entire time? So again, carrying we've been going
how much time?
2:12. A lot of clippable moments too.
It's bedtime.
Yeah, right. Well, we thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, this was a great conversation.
Yeah,
I'm coming back.
Yeah,
I'm coming back for more.
Yeah, every other Thursday.
I want to see a new mask next time.
yeah, no, I got plenty more. This has been great. Thank you guys for all tuning in.
We got some good comments.
Yeah,
good
great
messages,
comments,
good questions,
great
good would you rathers.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, well, we got plenty more. We have a giant list of things. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go get yourself some apparel, give back, get some healthy smokables if you're trying to get off vapes. If you need some supplements to boost your tea because you're not feeling like a man, go get our tea booster. And if you don't, or if you want to let your girl embody her feminine and make her a coffee in the morning, we got a bunch of different gourmet coffee, shade grown.
Pat has it all.
Yeah, Manuka coated coffee beans, the whole nine. Well, yeah. Anyways, I'm on it right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And,
thank you for having me, Pat.
Yeah, no, we'll see you next time. Yeah, of course. Thank you for being here. I would cheer. Yeah, I would cheers you. Right?
Well, you drank all your drink.
Yes, what did you? I know you did. You're a little